That's
Thank
so
you.
awesome. You're welcome. Well, let's switch gears now. You've done a lot of work outside of wrestling as far as charity goes, and you also run your own ministry organization. Tell me about some of the things that you've done outside of wrestling to help out in your community.
Yeah, it's been been a whirlwind of a journey. It really has, because to use some old expressions and cliche, never in a million years would I have envisioned. One, let's just talk about the wrestling career we just talked about,
Hmm.
and then secondly, what I've been doing really for about the last 30 years, and about 11 months, Stanley, about 11 months after I left wrestling, I found myself in a church at an altar on my knees, surrendering my life to Jesus Christ and encountering Him in a personal way, establishing a relationship with Him. And that encounter on that morning, 17 October 1993, has set me on a course or a path that I just never would have dreamed of. I mean, if I kind of summarize what I've done the last 30 years since that decision that day, so I've written three books. Um, the first one I'm going to get back into print, Breaking the Chains. The other two, Wrestling with Success and A Tale of the Ring of Redemption, are available on my website, koloff.net. They're available there and I autograph anything that's ordered through my website. And last year I went in the studio and I did an audiobook version in my own
Ooh.
voice of my life story.
Oh,
And I wanted people to be able to hear my story in my own voice. And so that was an amazing project as well. I've traveled now to date to 36 different countries, Stanley. I've been to all 50 states. I've ministered to an audience of one, and to date, the largest audience was over 73,000 in Jamaica at an outdoor crusade. I had Lex Luger with me, and I'll kind of wrap up some of this story for another question. Of course, you see the shirt I'm wearing. You see behind me, ManCamp. That's a camp that Lex Luger and I facilitate every spring in April, every fall in October. We bring 20 to 25 men from 18 years. The oldest has been 76. We've had a guy with one leg at 10, a guy with one arm, a guy with one eye. I mean, it's open to all guys. And we bring them in for a handful of days, Stanley. And the objective is to equip these guys, send them home empowered to just be godly men, godly husbands, godly fathers, godly grandfathers, and really just impact their own families and impact their communities, the marketplace where they work, and wherever the highways and byways may take them. And then let me also just say this as well. Never would I thought I would have a podcast and a radio show either, and launched that back in September of 2020, and that's been heard now in 93 different countries. The Man
mm.
Up Show, and so lots of stuff I'm doing, autograph signing still, as you heard earlier. It's just been an amazing journey.
Yeah,
Amazing.
and definitely someone that's made a difference in their community. You definitely helped shape the lifestyles of people that may have been going through a rough time in their life. So that's amazing to see that you along with Lex have developed such a unique organization.
It is. I mean, Koloff for Christ Ministries, from the time its inception and launch till now, has had the privilege of, as you said, of impacting really thousands and thousands. No, I don't know how many. Honestly, I don't know how many. Sting and I did an outreach in Indianapolis, Indiana, back in, I think, about 2002, in front of 43,000 teenagers up in Indianapolis, and we saw over 10,000 of them respond to the altar invitation that night. And so no tell, even in my own local community. So I came to Charlotte, North Carolina in 1984. I've been to the Carolinas longer than anywhere else, Stanley. So I guess I'm technically a native Carolinian now, not a Minnesotan, although I still got those roots, Minnesota. Um, And by the way, I got 4 children and just got blessed with grandchild number 12. My youngest daughter,
Mm,
Colby, and her husband, Andrew, just adopted a brand new little baby boy, Elliot Gabriel, just a couple weeks ago. So grandchild number 12. And so, yeah, I'm a blessed man, Stanley.
yeah. Again, congratulations. You've definitely just have done so much to help so many people, and now you've got, family members who you're passing that wisdom down to. What is it about giving back to your community that gives you the most joy?
It's a great question. And I've had to learn over the years, it wasn't let me give your viewers a little bit more backstory. As I mentioned, coming out of the projects of Minneapolis and being a product of welfare, um, I had to work my way out of a poverty mindset. Now, if some have never heard that expression, it's one where you try to hold on to everything because you didn't have a whole lot. As a kid growing up, I didn't have a whole lot. So through my success as an adult, I've tried to, I would try to kind of have a white knuckle grip on things. And as I develop my relationship with Jesus, I've come to learn a couple things. I like to think I have. One, he loves a cheerful giver. And two, he loves a generous giver. It says to be generous on every occasion. The Bible says, be generous on every occasion. And so I'm a big believer in not only the sharing of my time, which I'll do that a lot. Like I've got some young guys in my life right now, a 19-year-old named CJ, a 16-year-old named John, and some guys that are slightly older, but I'm pouring into them, spending time with them, helping to hopefully pass on some of the things, the wisdom that I've learned. And then on the other end of things, giving of my not only of my time, but giving of my finances, giving back to my home church, the Refuge, up in Kannapolis, North Carolina, Jay Stewart, and then above and beyond my tithe are offerings, Stanley. As the Bible talks about the giving of tithes and offerings. Currently, there's 7 different ministries, several of which are international, that I invest in on a monthly basis and give to. And I'll just tell you, you can't outgive God. It doesn't matter, no matter whether you're giving of your time, your money, your talent, treasure, whatever it is, you can't outgive God. He's going to give back to you so that you can give more. And so those are just a couple of the principles that I've been learning along the way of this life journey.
Yeah. You know,